When Space Camp the movie came out in 1986, the real Space Camp was just 4 years old. Filmed on a Hollywood soundstage and at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, this story of teens on an accidental trip to space boosted the real Space Camp into the international scene. With its wide VHS release, the movie grew to cult status and inspired children from around the world to seek out this incredible place they saw on film. They came by the thousands, adding fuel to Wernher von Braun's idea for a camp to inspire young space explorers. Larry B. Scott, one of the stars in the Space Camp movie, is still approached today by people who love the film and what it stood for. He says, "When you're filming, you don't really know how many people it will affect. I was in the supermarket about 3 months ago, and a guy said, 'I know most people know you from Revenge of the Nerds, but you are my Rudy from Space Camp.'" The man in the grocery store isn't alone.
I grew up watching Space Camp. I mean, the earliest movie recollection that I have was Space Camp. In fact, my parents tell a story that I literally wore out 2 VHS copies of Space Camp the movie.
The movie was one of the first to show a diverse group of young people facing space-age challenges and working together to overcome them. To help them find their own version of the right stuff, the filmmakers took the cast to see a shuttle launch and to Huntsville for a true Space Camp experience. Larry went on to say he developed a newfound respect for astronauts. He says what he learned on the film as well as at Space Camp was all the teamwork that goes into spaceflight. Part of the movie's success was a young and talented cast that would go on to become big Hollywood names. Kate Capshaw, Tom Skerritt, Lea Thompson, Kelly Preston, Tate Donovan, and a young Joaquin Phoenix. The set was complex with an elaborately constructed space shuttle and a cramped cockpit where the main cast of 6 did much of its work.
It's been an extraordinarily difficult technical challenge to mount this movie.
The movie's release was set to come out in February 1986, but was delayed by the Challenger tragedy. It did come out in June, but the aftermath of Challenger affected its box office returns. The movie eventually found new life in its video release.
And I really believe that $20 million movie truly put us on the map and established the credibility that Space Camp has today.
What Hollywood saw in the story of Space Camp, the excitement, the technology, the teamwork, it's still the story for thousands of trainees today. The real-life Space Camp is flying high with more than 750,000 alumni, including NASA astronaut Dr. Kate Rubins, who, by the way, is on board the International Space Station right now. Space programs continue to inspire children from all over the world to launch their own dreams. Whether it be here on this planet or another, remember what we learned from the movie. In space, anything is possible.